Hey guys, can you hear me? It's Mike here. I kind of did this by accident, and since people actually showed up, I was setting it up and wanted to see if this will flow. So Zerthick's here, but he ran out for a minute. We were just chatting about Avius, and I was doing some YouTube work on the Saturday afternoon. So it says the internet can totally see me now, so that's kind of cool. I'm streaming just my main monitor at the moment, with my beautiful new background thanks to Club Nintendo, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, which is the most incredible game I've ever played in my life, and is part of the reason why I may not be playing lots of other stuff. How's my audio volume though? It's fine. We'll see when Zerthick comes back if he's not too loud. Yes, there's a lot of tabs open, but that's because I'm working on updating our old plugin lists that we had for Avius. Um, So yes, if you wanted to know, I just uploaded and edited a bunch of Sky Factory. I played with Skate M last weekend. I was a little bit behind on editing that. So here's the schedule. They're coming out over the next week. So if you want to sneak peek at Sky Factory coming out with Skate M, for those of you that have been watching it, we had a lot of fun. At the end of this series of episodes, we had fully automated the production of ingots and diamonds and basically all the important things. It just automatically happens while we play, which is pretty incredible, and it was a lot of fun to make that work. So, um, yeah, that happened. So that's that. That's that schedule. Yeah, I haven't recorded Tornado Survival, and I was planning on doing that this afternoon. I was going to record an episode or two, but we're busy with work. If you didn't know, Florida's in a state of emergency for wildfires, so I've been busy. And this weekend I'm going to be out of town, so that's why I was like, I'll go ahead and upload these because I'll be out of town this weekend. But you'll see probably a Tornado Survival. Maybe I'll upload it tonight or tomorrow. I'll get at least an episode recorded for you guys because I wanted to start doing some work on town. So the weather here, the weather is sunny and like 85 degrees. It was humid today. It's been pretty dry, but this morning was humid on my run. It was humid and it's smoky. So it was kind of unpleasant outside today. But yeah, the old Avius forums, Avius, the thing that never seems to be finished and always seems to be around the corner, but never actually is. That seems to be the case with how this is going. But this was old. This was like over a year ago when Sponge first launched. We got the basics together, and then we realized, wow, Sponge is like a year or so away from probably being anything decent, and we needed lots of plugins. And yeah, it's been a year, and Zerthic's done a lot of work, and it's actually, and with the recent changes in Minecraft, it's actually looking like this is very plausible. We're like one big plugin away from having everything we've ever wanted for Avius to make it kind of like a really big deal. So yeah, these are all the old ones, but a lot of these, I need to fix the links to them, and some of them we're not going to use, some of them we were changing. We're going to be using different plugins because better ones have been made. Some of them have just never been updated. And I need to add a bunch to the list because in the end there's going to be like 40 or something. So that's why I have all these tabs open, because I also wanted to download. Really, I want Sponge just to get to a stable build for 1.11. That's what I'm waiting for, because when that happens, then I'm like, oh, I'll boot up the server, and after I boot up the server, I can do a few other things, and it'll be nice, because then I'm like actually going to be able to set up the spawn, start building the spawn, start configuring the plugins, and letting them update to 1.11. But they're still not on 1.11 stable, so I may do that with 1.10 at least, because it's not like things are going to change too much as far as like world generation goes. Zerthick has this plugin. I have to see if I still have it open. I don't think I do. But it is the custom world generation. So if you remember, for those of you that have been around, I don't know if any of you here have even been around, a long time ago, when Avius first launched, like 3 or 4 years ago, Zen Scott, if you guys remember the Great Scott, he custom made the spawn region for Avius. And we had these giant, massive. I mean, here, you remember the trailer, right? You guys know the trailer. It's the trailer for the original Avius. If you want to see images of the original spawn that he made, I won't even pull it up. It was awesome. And is the stream like super low quality, or because it's actually, I don't know if I said like the slight delay, of course, but I don't see the quality actually looks fine on mine. I've never really been able to stream before because my internet could never handle it. So if the quality goes down the hill, let me know. And yeah, the original Avius was a custom-made map. It was really hard because the entire map wasn't custom-made, so we had to spend hours like smoothing in and getting naturally the custom terrain to like match into the other terrain. So that was a bit of work, but it was worth it because that spawn was awesome. But this new mod that Zerthick found, realistic terrain generation, because the nice thing about Sponge, because you can run Sponge Forge, which basically means Sponge plugins and Forge plugins you have access to. So you can get things that are Forge plugins as long as the client doesn't need something. You can get a Forge plugin like this to run on your Sponge world, and it's basically the realistic terrain generator. And essentially, it makes it look like Zen Scott has customly done all of the terrain, and it's pretty neat. And I think it just makes so much more size and scale to it, and it'll make so much more personality to people's towns when they build them in some of these regions. So we're gonna try and use this. And I was maybe planning on making some test maps right here to see if this works out fine. See if that worked. So yeah, that was downloaded, and that was about it. Looks like the stream's working pretty good. There's not actually too much of a delay. I've only had it buffer like once. You say it's gone offline for you. I did upload like 5 or 6 YouTube videos today, so my internet's probably pretty crappy. So I'll be sure to do this on a day when I haven't uploaded a bunch of stuff, but I just definitely wanted to test this out. Let's see how this goes. It's looking pretty smooth. So I think YouTube will automatically polish this and then put it on my channel for you to view later. And then I can view it. I'll view it afterwards, see if it had any issues. But yeah, this new streaming on YouTube thing, I think I'm going to do instead of Twitch. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get to the whole Twitch thing. I don't think I stream enough, so I think I'm just going to keep it within YouTube. I think I'm just going to do that. So if anyone doesn't have any objections to that, I had some stuff I've done. I've done some Avius gameplay on things before, but let's see how well Minecraft relays. I guess I can test this. Let's load up Tornado Survival since I do need to record, and we need to work on our town. Hello, Gavin. How are you doing today? Okay, Louis. Good to know it's come back online. So we'll pull up and see if this will work. See if we can get ourselves Minecrafting. There we go. Tornado Survival right there. Hello, BMJ45. Here we are. We are in our home. I still hear thunder. Oh yeah, we had this huge windstorm coming towards us at the end of last episode, but luckily it was weakening. Man, we need to sleep. Let me know how the audio sounds, because I didn't configure the audio because I have my audio level set, you know, when I'm on Discord and when I'm in Minecraft, set for perfect recording with my mic. So I'm hoping that just gets copied over into the live streams. So let me know if the audio doesn't sound, if it's too loud or too quiet. But you guys are saying it's all good, so that is awesome. Yeah, I definitely have some frame rate issues live streaming here. It probably doesn't help. Yeah, I'm at 15 frames per second. Oh my gosh. It probably doesn't help that I have lots of other things open. But this isn't terrible. And I probably should. I had this down. Now that I'm doing all this, I really should have this probably at max. My fan's on. That's probably part of the issue. And I'm on high performance, so that will help. Good. The storm has gone to bits. God, we have so much to do. I'm going to need tons of wood and tons of cobble. Wood I can get pretty easy, but I'm going to have to probably do a lot of mining for some cobble. I'll have to work on that tunnel some more. I don't have too much left. What mic do I use? I use garbage mic. hang on, I have to look. It's a Logitech
Hello?
mic. I don't know which version it is. It's like the i800 or 700 or something. I've had it for like, since I bought this computer. So that was like 5 years. I've had it. Oh, hey, Zerthick's back.
Hello.
Hello, Zerthick. Say hello to the internets.
Hello, internets.
I'm running Minecraft at a lovely 15 frames per second, trying to test this streaming thing out with my tornado survival. It's getting a little bit better now. Yeah.
That's brutal.
It actually just got like totally better. So I think I also had a storm
Really?
in the area.
Hmm.
But anyway, someone was asking about my mic. People make fun of my mic quality because they're like, you've been YouTubing for like 8 years and your mic quality is still the same. And I'm like, they're like, it's still garbage. And I'm like, it is. I have the same mic the whole time. That's why. I mean, since I was on my desktop computer when I was in high school, I had a different standalone mic. I've had a headset, for the last 4 or 5 years. The same one. I've had it so long that the actual ear pads for it completely disintegrated, and I just had plastic resting on my ears. So then I went online and ordered new ear pads like a couple months ago. And it's like a brand new headset again. It's going to be good for another 5 years. It's wireless, and it's a USB because my computer had so many problems at the start. The actual plug-in microphone jack was broken, so I used USB. And plus, wireless is incredible now. I will never go back to wireless, so I can just get up and do things while I'm playing. And that storm is about gone now. Oh, I know why I'm lagging so much. Last episode, the last thing we did was I was looking at the render distance getting to the top of our tower to see so far away. So let's get this off of very far, and it's going to probably run so much better. Look at that. Now we're back over 30 frames. That was the issue. That was the issue. Yeah, it should be less laggy now. That's my fault.
Alright, well, let's see if enchanting will work.
Oh, it's actually still pretty laggy. Let's turn this down some more. So what are you coding right now? You're going to code enchanting restrictions?
Yeah, enchanting restrictions, smithing restrictions with an anvil, and smelting restrictions with a furnace. Crafting works now, which is really cool. But
and no, guys, I'm not buying a new mic because that costs money, and this mic works perfectly fine. If I had if I was getting 100,000 views in my videos, and getting insanity, then I would maybe consider purchasing a new one. But this is still laggy. Look, it's amazing. You turn off smooth lighting, all of a sudden Minecraft looks like you're back in like
oh yeah,
forever ago.
It's
so. Okay,
right.
well, it looks like Minecraft's just going to be laggy, so it might also be the forge, I'm not sure. But I may be getting a new computer for my birthday, and I was thinking about this summer buying maybe custom building a tower, or just getting a nice new laptop, because, this laptop is actually like an 8-year-old model, and it's 5 years old, and it's had every part replaced in it at least once, because it was just a garbage version. So... Man,
I would build a tower if I were you.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Because
it's so much fun.
I don't use the laptop anymore. Like, I have a work stuff for when I'm traveling, and then you have your phone now. Your phone does everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you not get something? Just get a tower again, and I can build some custom one that can actually maybe properly stream and properly. I mean, this computer is still great though, considering how
Mm,
many things I do in multitasking, and I can still do my editing and recording fine, but it definitely can't
hmm
stream. And look at that, we have a storm that's hail and wind that is currently strengthening, so I'm going to go ahead and get off this in case something happens. But now we know that that's still a struggle, so. Okay. Yes, it is. It's hailing and it's growing, so we'll save that for next episode. Well, I'll pick up recording in a little bit. A tornado survival server would be fun for like an hour, and then everybody's everything would always be destroyed, and it would
Yeah.
have such a toll on the CPU, and like you need a beast server to run like multiple tornadoes across the server at a time. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be intense.
And
So
yes,
enchanting doesn't seem to work. I think that might be due to just sponge,
and that's fine. We
unfortunately.
won't. We don't
Yeah.
restrict enchanting, so it's not that big of an issue. Um,
No.
Someone asked, yes, I still do like trains. Haven't seen trains in a while, but yes, Gavin, I'll go take a peek at your train channel. So yes, that's still a train on my background. One of my This is like my favorite train picture I've ever taken. Snow squall of a CSX freight coming through Berkeley Springs, West Virginia at the Greenbrier on Christmas Day. Didn't get any better than that. And that was another train spotter. He was taking pictures of us taking pictures of the train, I guess. Anyway, um, yeah, some of these. This is a big task to get all these plugin links and plugins matched back up
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna save these for later. I'm gonna close these all out because I'll have to go through more and probably reload them.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Mailboxes. Hey, look at that. I know who made
Yeah.
that plugin. We're talking to him right now. Zerthick just released an update for his mailbox plugin for Sponge. We will have this up and running on Avius. This will be one of the plugins we have, so go check it
hmm
out.
One of many.
No ugly name. The storms, they keep going. It picks up where you left off. I haven't had any issues. Like that storm from last episode, when I logged back in, the storm was still there. So, and it kept doing exactly what it was doing before. So the server has been updated now, where it'll do that. So, we don't have a server at the moment. We used to have Avius, but we don't have a live server because everything just got out of date, and I stopped feeling like paying for it. Kind of why Avius stopped, because we had to recode a bunch of things and move everything from bucket to sponge, and it took longer than we thought. It's been more work than we thought, and we've all stopped carrying except for Zerthick. So that's
Yeah,
why
I'm
it's been
still
slow,
working.
because he's been the only one working on it, and since we stopped supporting the server, it means we stopped getting donations for the server, which means it made it harder to work on it because we couldn't pay for the server, so it's all had to been on our own time. So we don't have a server at the moment, BMJ, but we will soon. And yes, ugly name, really.
All right. So I think. So here's an interesting question. So for smelting,
Mm-hmm.
I can restrict you putting something in the. Well, I think I haven't tested it yet, but I think I can restrict you putting something in the furnace for like iron ore, right? So like I can prevent you from putting iron ore in the furnace, um, and converting it into iron. I think I can also restrict what you actually use as fuel for the furnace as well.
Yeah, I'm guessing you could
Um,
restrict, because, just like you're putting in an item, you're
yeah,
putting in a fuel, so you could just be like, oh, I see where you're going with that.
Right. So, like, would it be beneficial to have the ability to prevent people from using certain kinds of fuel?
Yes, I would say yes.
Okay.
It would be kind of a jerk move. I think it'd be great. I can't imagine it being a lot more work. Like, I think it'd be worth the work putting that option in there. Whether or not we
Uh-huh.
use it depends on how restrictive we really want to be. Because
Yeah.
essentially, you could be like, oh, if you're only mining level 10, you can only use wood and coal. But once you reach mining level 100, then sure, you can use lava buckets in your furnace and burn all your old crap.
Mm-hmm.
So you could
Yeah,
tier that,
that's the idea.
and or with like the smelter, the warrior that makes and crafts the armor and is cooking things. As that gets higher, you can become more efficient with your smelting.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find. Let me try and find. Everyone's going to see my directories now. Let me try and find my Avius stuff. Yes, January 6, 2017, MC MMO for Minecraft Sponge.
Yes. But that might be something kind of cool.
Ability restructure. Smelting. We would keep, so this was pulling for an MCMO had. We would keep the fuel efficiency and the vanilla XP so the fuel efficiency, that fuel slowly lasts longer and longer the higher level you got.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the vanilla XP boost, slowly get more and more vanilla XP from smelting. And we were going to remove the second smelt and flux mining abilities. So what smelting would become, smelting would be a subclass to mining. That was what I had come up with.
Right.
So you were going to have, so the way it had been restructured, I should have made a tree. But essentially we were having mining, woodcutting, herbalism were the main three. Actually, we had 7 main ones. We had mining, woodcutting, herbalism. Then we had archery, swords, axes,
Mm-hmm.
defense, which was also like the shield stuff. And then we had alchemy. So the taming would be a subclass to herbalism. Fishing would also remain, but it'd be a subclass to woodcutting like we had before. Both of those would be. But then we would actually do something with smelting, because we didn't use smelting before. Because it really
Mm-hmm.
wasn't its separate thing, but we were going to kind of make it its separate thing.
Yeah.
So I think if you had that ability where, I can add it in here, access to better fuels as things go
Yeah.
along.
Let's see, what's a good permission height node for this? So item dot smelt dot. Hmm.
Hi, Twister Dude 161, welcome. My name is still Mike7493. That's still what I am when I play all of my video games. That's still my username. It's just not as easy to advertise on YouTube as Mike7493. Minecraft Mike's a little bit catchier and a little bit easier for people to remember. But yes, the brand name of 7493 will always stick around. My intro still has 7493 in it. So,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and we do take this very seriously. Like, yes, I have this file, and I spent a couple of hours typing up how the restructuring was going to do for skills, and it's very nice and laid out, and talking about all the abilities we were keeping from MCMMO, so that's all a thing.
Yep. All right, so for the permission node for actually smelting the item, it'll be item.smelt.the item ID, right? But
Okay, yeah.
what would be a logical permission node for using an item as fuel? Like item, would it just be like item.fuel.the item ID, I guess?
Yeah, fuel or, yeah. Because what'd you say the other one was? Smelt?
Smelt is for actually like
The
converting
item?
the item. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Does anything else use fuel besides furnaces?
No.
No. At least
Minecraft,
not in
the
vanilla.
the furnace minecarts do.
But that's
Um,
still as
but
a
those are,
yeah.
apparently that's going to disappear from the game. It hasn't yet, because they're like broken and not
Really?
really usable, so. Hi,
Oh.
Hoopsure, welcome. I should do more streams, and I plan to do more since it looks like my internet can handle. The question is whether or not my computer and my internet can handle together actually streaming games where it doesn't come across laggy. And Minecraft was on the border of being laggy, but I would like to try a few other things here. So it's very easy and kind of fun to stream us working on Avius, and maybe when I'm just like testing things in the game and configuring files. But again, it's not as exciting for you guys to watch.
Yes, this is the part that nobody ever sees, just the hours of
Yeah.
editing config files and writing
Yeah.
code and
Oh, good point. Team Advery Miner says that brewing stands technically use blaze powder as fuel. So I don't know. That was,
yes.
what version was that added at 1.10 or that was at 1.9 or something. So I don't
Yes.
know if that's,
Yeah, but they don't use anything other than blaze powder,
they
right?
don't. They
Like
just require blaze powder.
you have to use, yeah, see that, so
Yeah.
that's I think different.
Yeah. Agreed.
Um yeah, my only thing is when I write these permission nodes, they have to make sense for both vanilla Minecraft and anything added potentially by mods, because Sponge is mod compatible by default. Um,
Yeah. I Yeah, you're right, because that's gonna be the only thing. Oh yeah, I forgot that's broken. Yeah, I got a virus at one point where like all of the basic links and basic accessories got like deleted from my computer, and I got most of them back, but I just need to get some of them again. Some of them are still broken, but as I have 16 gigabytes of RAM on this laptop, and RAM for Minecraft is not a problem. I'm not running out of memory. That won't improve how the game runs. Um, the issue is just streaming that game out at something greater than 30 frames per second. So I have Minecraft already dedicated to significantly more RAM. I think I have it as like 8 or 12, which is way
hmm,
more than the basic one does. So, and
all
thanks
right.
for liking the background. I like it too. I didn't take the lightning picture. I still have it. I have some lightning pictures of my own I should probably swap out. These are the same like 5 images. I've like added one or two the other day, but it's like the same 5 images since I got this computer 5 years ago that I've had changing. So, um, I do. The CPU is the weakest part of this laptop, and it always has. I have an i7, but it's a lower end i7. It's not the higher end or even the middle of the range. And it has always been the weakest part of this computer. So that's a known thing. But as I said before, this computer is about 4 years old. Everything's in it's been replaced at least once, basically. And the actual model, considering it still runs Windows 7, the actual model is like it's like an 8-year-old model, and it's giant. It's a brick. Like, I bet you a gaming tower I could build would be smaller than this laptop.
If you made it like a,
What
what is it, an
depends.
ITX rig, you can build a full gaming desktop the size of a shoebox,
Yeah.
which is insane. The only downside with those is you really have to manage your heat um, temperatures. So you have to make sure you have like really good cooling in those kinds of rigs because they're so confined
Yeah.
that things can overheat relatively quickly. And you don't want to melt your really expensive, like
Yes.
$500, $600 graphics card.
Yes.
um,
Yes. Yes, it is still the Asus one, Velveeta. That is for sure. Um, Windows 10 now. I use Windows 10s at work, and I really like it. Windows 10's like reason I went with this is because I hated Windows 8 and I didn't want it, so that's why I went with an older model, and it kind of regretted it a little bit, but yeah, and you tell them to replace the parts, and I'm pretty sure they're not actually new parts. They're not like they're brand new. It's like, oh, here was a broken one that we fixed. We're going to give it to you and act like it's brand new. You know how that stuff works. But yes, no, don't run outside on a metal pole if it's thundering out, Stormy Cat. And yes, I remember those tornado survivals of building in the ravine. I brought that one up in one of my last episodes, and then when I spawned the one in there. So I want to see how this game runs just for the heck of it. Um, just to test other games outside of Minecraft. So let's just load up the free roam, for instance. This is a fantastic game, Firewatch. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Oh, why would you miss Windows 8? I don't miss who misses Windows 8? Windows 10 is like Windows 8, so you don't really miss Windows 8 if you have Windows 10, but like everything else, God.
Yeah, Windows 10 is much better.
Okay, I don't understand how this game is running better than Minecraft. But again,
Well, what
Minecraft is
game?
known Firewatch. Like the graphics
Well,
in this are way more incredible.
yeah, but Minecraft is in Java, so
True.
it's
I
sitting
don't
on
know what
top of
this
a
is.
virtual machine, so the performance will definitely suffer. Um,
Yeah, well, Minecraft is also not the most beautifully coded together game of its kind. So
that is true.
that has been a known
That is
thing.
very
So
true. Um, I'm curious to see if this works. Nope, it just doesn't trigger. Interesting.
I don't remember how to play this game. I don't remember how to run, but I just wanted to see how this went. If you haven't played this game, you can buy it for pretty cheap. It's on sale often. You can play it in one sitting in like 3 or 4 hours, or you can play it in a couple sittings and like make it 6 hours and do every little detail as you go along and find the story. But it's just an incredible game. It's beautiful. The music is awesome. The voice acting is phenomenal, and the story is great. You'll hear some complaints about it, but I find it great. Yes, and it's better than just your walking simulator because it makes you feel like you have options. So it is late at night or early morning. I don't really know what what's happening with the. Let's just do this and see what happens. Because I was just testing the free roam. So yes, it is on Steam. It's a Steam game. There we go. Look at this beauty. Look at that view. Good morning. Old Shoshone National Forest. Hope everyone is doing well. We're going to go out and do our fire watching today. Look at that. Any fires? I don't see any smoke. I don't see anything. Oh, this is early in the game. This is like the first day. Yeah, it has the normal story version, and then they updated it recently with the free roam. You can kind of do whatever you want and kind of literally just explore everything. And then they also have a mode where you can go along, collect audio tapes, and listen to the makers of the game talk about different things. And I've also, I don't know if I finished that one though. I've done like half of it.
Ooh,
But yeah, and this one you can also like
now it triggers.
gather all of the soundtracks to the game. Like they're all hidden around. You can get all the soundtracks and then listen to whichever soundtrack you want as you do different tasks in the game. There's the other tower. Thoroughfare Lookout.
There's my
Play trains?
upload.
Oh my gosh. We're going to quit to the desktop now. So, did you get something to work, Zerthick?
Maybe. Maybe not.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's like to be a coder.
Pretty much, yeah. Everything is just you try something and sometimes it works, and if it does, it's amazing. Um, and sometimes it doesn't work. All right. Debugger, what's going on here?
Yeah, I'm not running off the final Minecraft, so I could install that. That'd probably help some.
So one cool thing about Sponge, though, as opposed to the bucket days, is they have this plugin, or not plugin. So it's a plugin for the IDE, which is a tool that you use to write code, and it allows you to basically pause the code as it's executing and see what's going on. So, like right now, I'm trying to restrict smelting. So I have Minecraft running, and I have my server running with my plugin that I've written. And so I can click on the inventory of the smelter or of the furnace, and then my code will notice that I've done that. So I can set something called a breakpoint, and the breakpoint will trip, and then everything will just pause, and then I can open up the code as it's running and see what's going on. And so it's super useful for debugging these these things. Whereas like in the bucket days, you didn't have anything like this. So you would literally write your code and then you would run it and just see what happens and see if it works. And then if it doesn't work, you just have to like go back and look at your code and try to like figure out by hand why it isn't working. There was no way to like pause the code as it was executing and do this kind of diagnostics. Um, and so that's super, super useful. Um, makes doing things like this much less of a headache. There's a timeout.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Trains, otherwise known as Train Simulator 2010. It's an absolute garbage game, but I still have it on my computer for some reason, and every once in a while I just wreck some trains. I feel like this is very loud. Probably can't even hear me. Get to all your questions you guys are asking. Okay, we're just gonna do. We're just gonna mute this game. Come on, here. Oh, this game is being crap.
Oh, maybe it's not in that config. So this is the other thing is there's...
You guys can't see anything. This game's not even like streaming it out properly. Okay, we're just gonna end that session because it was too loud and I can't find out how to turn the volume down. The interface is just horrible on this game. It's just terrible. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I just didn't. I can get that to stream. I can get that to stream, but we're just not going to bother about that at the moment. Let's see.
So the other funny thing about debugging is when that happens and I open up the code, it pauses the server, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the server can't run until I resolve, like when I finish looking at the code. But one of the things in the default Minecraft server is that the max tick time is like 6,000 milliseconds, I think. And if it gets larger than that, like everything just like kills itself, right? So one of the things that I have to do is go into the server properties and set the max tick time to -1, which basically means like there is no max tick time. But then it works, but then it starts to cause certain things to behave really weirdly because you'll have a tick that lasts for like 5 minutes while I'm debugging stuff. And that can get really weird. But again, it's super, super useful.
Yeah, that's kind of useful.
Yeah.
Let me catch up stuff in chat here because I didn't look for a few minutes. I have a code for a free version of Minecraft Windows 10 for whenever I get Windows 10 because they give that. They're like, oh, if you own the Java version, like here, you can claim this for free for a certain period of time, and I haven't redeemed it. But when I do get my own Windows 10 computer, I will. But yes, I hear it's dumb. I don't really know why it exists.
Yeah, it is dumb.
The next episode of Tornado Survival, I'm going to record after this. I'll probably upload it tonight. Tonight or tomorrow, I'll upload it. And maybe I'll record like one or two because I'm going to be out of town later this week into next weekend. So I'll hopefully get that up for you guys.
Got it.
Yeah, I know Trains has a new one, but I haven't played it yet. The train game I used to play was called, I think it was called Railroads. It was like Sid Meier's Railroads by the people that did SimCity. And I have that somewhere. And that was actually a pretty fun game. But again, it was just one of those, they were just like, it was just kind of poorly made in graphics and it was old, but I think that was still a pretty fun version. Hi, John Gray. Yes. You and about 10,000 other people are my #1 fan. So you can fight them for that. Undertale. Yeah, I have it. I bought it and I've played it like once for like an hour and then I never played it again. It just didn't click with me. But it's a game I've been kind of meaning to play because you played it, right, Zerthick?
What game? Sorry.
Undertale.
Yes.
Yeah, and you really liked it, and everyone always seems to really like it. But that first hour I just didn't click, and I never wanted to go back and play it. So when I get bored or looking for a new game, I'm probably going to play it. I was thinking
So,
about recording it and doing like a blind playthrough of it,
hmm
because I haven't done a blind playthrough of a game I know nothing about and recorded that in a while. A lot of the stuff's been
hmm
games that I know stuff about, and I'm explaining things to you guys. But yeah,
yeah. So the first hour is kind of dull, I suppose, in some regard. You definitely, if you're gonna play it, you want to know nothing about the game. You just want to
yeah,
play it.
I know nothing about it other
Um,
than that first like half hour.
and like it's dull at the beginning, and then you don't realize like how good it is until you get towards the end. And then you realize like all this stuff that you've been doing the entire time is just like building up to this one event, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
but
That's something I'll touch back on this summer, but it's kind of hard to get into a new game because I keep playing Breath of the Wild. So.
yeah.
No, how many hours did it take you to play through it?
Did it take me to play through Undertale?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe like 8 hours.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh, maybe
Yeah,
this is a
it's
game.
not that long.
Then
It's not
maybe
that
I'll
long
play
of
it
a
up.
game.
I'll pick it up because I've listened a lot to the soundtrack. A couple of the people I follow have made renditions of the music from the game, so that's how I had
Yes,
heard
the
about it at
soundtrack is
first.
awesome as well.
So yeah, maybe I'll play through that. Maybe I'll record it too because I think he supports people like recording that and he doesn't
Yeah,
claim it. So
yeah,
that's always fun to do smaller
yeah.
games like that. So maybe that'll come in the future on the channel. Yes, Tornado Survival probably last longer than Season 10. I haven't been doing videos as frequently, so I haven't really got burned out of it. It's been playing like a little bit each week. Um, and yes, it was a black screen because I didn't configure that right. And it looked like it showed up and then at the end, and then I messed it up, and now you can't see it. um, I do miss Windows XP, but Windows 7 is much better, and I don't think I would ever use XP again. I was doing some cleaning out. My grandfather got new computers, so his old ones, I was like just gutting out some of the parts and kind of was cleaning them out and just looking through some old stuff, and one of them was XP, and I was like, God, XP was great at the time, but I would never want to use it again. Not when you have options like Windows 7 or Windows 10.
Yeah, Windows 7 I think is much better than
Roblox
XP.
Tornado Simulator 2, I remember playing that. Or one of the Tornado Simulators, or the first one. Yeah, I know I can change that in the config to pick up stuff, but I don't know if I really want it to. I kind of like that it only destroys trees and then only destroys like player built things. I don't know if I wanted to actually start destroying the complete terrain to where everything's ugly because there's just ravines everywhere and blocks everywhere. So I'm going to leave it as it is right now. Hoop sure. Thanks for enjoying Sky Factory. I'm really behind on these messages here. Oh my gosh. Pixelmon I've never played. Never played that. Okay. So, that's about it at the moment. I guess I do want to test out to see if Dolphin Emulator here will see how it plays and streams Animal Crossing, for instance, or other stuff, because I don't have my... I have 2 freaking GameCubes, and they're both at home, and I didn't bring any of them with me, because I was very limited when I traveled down here, and I thought by now that my parents were going to come down here. My parents were going to like drive down and visit, like right after I had moved in, but that just never happened. And they were supposed to come in next week, but now they're not. So it might be like June they're going to fly down. So I was expecting to bring like a whole bunch of other stuff, like some of my books from the bookshelf and some more of my clothes. Like I brought very little when I moved. Not that I don't need any of that stuff, but I thought I would have had it by now. And one of those things would have been like my old Nintendo systems and all of my old like my video game collection stuff. So yeah, I don't have a GameCube. I was thinking about modding the Wii U to play GameCube games because I'm getting in the mail tomorrow. I bought the adapter for it, so I can also use a GameCube controller and Smash. Just the only thing about not doing that means some of the basics from GameCube, like for instance the e-reader and Game Boy connection, I won't be able to use. But
yeah.
And oh my god, this is laggy as can be.
So this is a weird bug. According to Sponge, furnaces don't have input slots.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely a bug. I'm probably going to talk to some people about that. 'Cause they do. It just looks like they're not implemented yet, which
And
is
yes, I
possible.
still have Animal Crossing for the GameCube, and I play. It's actually been a while since I played it. Because I got into New Leaf last summer and then played it through the fall with the new update, and I played it basically until like January or February. And then I was like, oh my god, I played New Leaf like 1,500 hours. I've done everything there is. I don't feel like grinding for the last badges, so I'm done doing that. And then City Folk, I've played in like 2,000 hours over like 5 years of towns, and it's kind of hard to go back to the older style of Wild World or City Folk, right, after playing New Leaf, especially considering the Wi-Fi capabilities of those games are turned down. Although I thought about at least visiting my old City Folk towns because of AC Toolkit and how you could do homebrew for the Wii. Before I would erase my old towns, I'd back them up on my computer. And I had some AC Toolkit customly made terrain generator towns that were incredible, that I had a lot of fun in. And I would love to bring those back and put those back on the Wii. Of course, I don't have the homebrew Wii though. I don't have that. So I don't know if it really works with Wii U and homebrew on the Wii. I'm sure there's a way to do that. But then Wild World, for like when it was like $5, I bought it because they downloaded Virtual Console DS games to the Wii U because you could play them on the gamepad. So I bought Animal Crossing Wild World for like $5 and played a town for a couple months last fall. It was kind of cool to revisit that town, but again, like it's a pretty empty version of the game. So basically, I've come back into full circle where the game that I've spent the least amount of hours in and the game that it's been the longest since I have last played has been GameCube. And I got really excited for Nintendo to announce Virtual Console GameCube games on the Switch, in which case GameCube would be a download, because that's what the rumor was, but I haven't heard anything about it yet. And I'm like, I'm assuming they're gonna like talk about it at E3, but I don't want to like. I'm getting frustrated with Nintendo and their lack of stuff coming to the Switch at the moment, but that'll be later. I'm probably gonna do another discussion video talking about the latest Direct, and then also want to talk about a few things coming up on the Switch, because I kind of liked doing those discussions. I know some of you did, but no, this is not Minecraft. You're right, Jimmy King. I'm just testing this out. It's looking like it's having some issues, but it's not terrible. It's like every once in a while it's lagging out. So again, my CPU is just not handling this streaming thing very well. Could probably turn down the graphics on it a little bit. Let's put it full screen and see what happens. Oh god, it's actually really bad. I actually can't live stream. I can't live stream games on this computer.
Looks like you need to get a new computer then.
Yeah, it's for my birthday. I've been doing a lot of work for my grandfather on his computer, and my birthday's coming up. He wants to buy me a new computer, or at least pay for some of it. So I might
Have
consider.
them buy you parts and build your own.
That's what I was thinking. I was honestly debating that. I was gonna look, if there's a really good deal on like an Alienware thing. I'm thinking about, but I'm thinking about building my own tower. It might not be a bad idea.
So AMD just released their new Ryzen chips, and one of the things that's been touted about them that's been very beneficial, and I've been looking at some benchmarks, is they're very good at multi-threaded tasks because they have, like the top of the line one has like 8 cores, and you can get a hex core one or a quad core, and these all cost like half the amount that the Intel chips do, the comparative ones. But one of the things that they seem to be very, very good at is live streaming, because since they have so many cores, you can have like 1 or 2 cores dedicated to just doing like the streaming bit, and then the other cores handle actually playing the game. And so a lot of people have been saying that they appear to be doing very well for live streaming. Like the feeds are much smoother than Intel chips. And so I found that kind of interesting. It seems that Intel's still beating them in like raw gaming performance, but only slightly, actually.
And I don't play big games,
Yeah.
I'm playing emulated things, or I'm playing like crappy bit blocked games like Stardew Valley and Undertale, or I'm playing old retro games or Minecraft. I'm not big into the huge
Right.
stuff that some of them do.
And considering that these chips are literally half of the price of the Intel chips that they're competing against, it seems like it's a very compelling sort of option. Uh, yeah. So I don't know. You just gotta, whenever you're building a PC, you gotta do your homework and like look at what's available and
I do,
look at the
and I'm
benchmarks.
not
And
sure if I'm that motivated to do it. But
I
if I'm
mean,
getting a desktop, I think you're right. It's gonna be so much. I'm assuming it's cheaper, right, to build your own
yeah, it
tower.
is. Yeah,
Like I'm not gonna like if I'm getting a laptop, I'm gonna buy a laptop out there that's already made.
yeah. Don't try to build your own laptop. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, my
But in terms of
grandfather
desktop,
got his new computer that he got one of the monitor all-in-ones, and he doesn't do very much on the computer, but he loves to have the latest and greatest technology, and this new
hmm
computer is incredible. Um, it's the best everything
hmm
inside this like 25-inch monitor, and the computer's like all on the monitor,
hmm
and it runs amazing. It's Windows 10. And I
yeah,
thought about getting something like that, doing the all-in-one monitors that are made.
hmm
Um, I thought about it, and I'll have to look at more of the specs of it. But he has that's incredible everything that he's got in those computers. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, so.
yeah. The all-in-ones are a bit more pricey.
But yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I might look into the tower. Maybe give me a project to do, something fun to do for the summer.
But yeah, certainly building towers is pretty fun. Like when I built mine, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, you get to decide exactly what you put in the PC, which means if there's something that you don't need, you don't have to buy it, um, which is pretty cool. Uh, like a lot of people don't buy disk drives anymore. Um, if you don't need Wi-Fi, you don't get a Wi-Fi card. Uh, that kind of
That's true.
stuff.
I would do Wi-Fi though. I'd have a Wi-Fi card in there.
Yeah,
Although I could run the cable because it's not that big of a room. But yeah, I'll look at that. And since you're the resident expert in that, I'll have someone to run some stuff by. Because Nectar is too. He's the second resident expert in custom
yeah,
computers. So between the two of you, maybe you guys can get me a sweet deal and build for this summer.
yeah.
Um,
Well, and the other thing is there's this site called PC Part Picker that I use. Um, so when you are ready to build your PC and you've like picked all your parts, you can put them into PC Part Picker, and then it'll actually check the compatibility between all of your components and make sure like so for you don't get an Intel CPU and a motherboard that only takes AMD CPUs. That would be really bad.
mhm. Yep, that would be true. All right, guys. I think this stream is going to wrap up here. I tested everything, and I think I'm going to work a bit more with Zerthick, but I'm going to record you guys in Tornado Survival. So, Avius um, was basically like my channel server that I had, and I worked on it with a few other friends. When we started it, it was Brandflake, Skate with Zerthick, and it was basically like an RPG server, Minecraft server, with like an economy and PvP and a bunch of RPG mods. You ran your own towns and stuff. And I guess it ran for like 2 years over a course of 3 maps, and it was okay at the start, but we got it pretty fined out at the end. But there was a couple big bugs, and after Bucket fell through, we wanted to move to Sponge, but we kind of left Bucket too soon. So that's why if you're new within the last year or two, you probably don't know what Avius is. But if you're any older than that, you'll remember Avius was around for a couple years. It was loads of fun. We had like 1,500 people play the server and log in at some point. Um, and yeah, and it looks like Sponge is ready for us now. So that's why Zerthick has been working so hard on things, and I have been back working or attempting to come back and help him a little bit. But we're still waiting for Sponge to get to 1.11, in which case then I'm going to generate the map and stuff. So hopefully that will happen soon. So that's
Yep.
why that's what the stream was and what Avius is. Um, Yeah, I think that I'm gonna be doing the custom built computer probably. Might not be a bad idea. So
Yeah, like I said, now that I've built my own PC, I'll never buy a pre-made desktop ever again.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
whether or not I want the laptop or I want the desktop, and I just have to decide which one I want. Because the laptop, you can get a laptop that will do everything that I want, like this one did for many years.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but my thing is like if you're not gonna actually use it for the portability, I'd rather get a desktop because you can easily like upgrade a desktop over time. Whereas like upgrading a laptop is much harder. Um, I don't know,
yeah, and
just
I will
thoughts.
and I just I use the portability sometimes, but you're right. At least with my job, like I have a tablet and laptop, so like the only reason why I would port my stuff with me when I go places is so that I can like do work and check emails and things. But now with cell phones, like how everything I do on my cell phone now,
Yeah.
and I don't
Well,
like
I mean,
go anywhere and
yeah,
I'm like, oh, I need to be able to play Minecraft while I'm gone. Like if I want to bring something to entertain me, then I'll bring like my Switch or my phone or something, you know.
right.
So
And then you could always do what I did. So I built like a really nice gaming PC, and then I got like a cheaper laptop just to have something to like write code on, but it can't game or anything like that. Um, and that still works. So I don't know. Things to think about.
yep. Yes, I guess you can consider me a weather spotter. I think I technically need to retake the Skywarn class, but I'm a degreed meteorologist, so that doesn't really apply to me. But yes, I am. The weather's been horrible here. Even though we had those couple severe days, nothing happened, and it's just for a week it's been sunny. It's going to be sunny for like 2 more weeks, and everything's on fire. So waiting for the summer thunderstorms so I can go storm chase a bit. I don't have an Instagram. Neither does Zerthick.
Nope, I have nothing.
He has nothing. He doesn't even have a Facebook. So, um, and how did we come up with the name Avius? Avius means something in Latin, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Hold on. I want to say it means something like discovery
Yeah,
or
because
something
originally
like
the idea of
that.
Avius was like colonies and exploration.
Yeah, hold on.
Um,
No, here we go. Definition of avius in Latin means out of the way, unfrequented, remote,
remote.
pathless, trackless, untrodden.
Yes.
So it's like remote wilderness, I guess.
Yes. We knew it was. I think we had brainstormed like a list of like 10 things that were in Latin that were transformed to something like colony, exploration, wilderness,
Hmm.
survival. And I don't remember who picked that one. Did you come up with it or did I come up with it? It was either you
No,
or me.
I think you came up with it.
Yeah, okay. I think I had found it.
I think you did, and I'm like, that
Yeah,
sounded cool.
yeah.
So
So that's what we went with.
yeah.
I
So
can't really make any more Tornado Survival in the week with the work. Just I don't know. Like I'm enjoying Tornado Survival, but I've also been playing way too much Zelda. So unless my Switch self-destructs, you will not see any more Tornado Survival from me. Because when I'm also playing Sky Factory with Skatem. So if that server were playing self-destructs and my Switch self-destructs, yeah, you'll see a lot more Minecraft content. But I got to like 107 out of 120 of the shrines, and I know that like so I need like what 12 of them, 13 of them, and I know that I think 6 of those are ones that I'm gonna have to do like a quest to get to them, so they make them harder to find. But the other 6 or 7 are ones that you just find in the wild, and I've had the shrine tracker on, and I cannot find them to save my life. So I've never like really looked up anything in that game before, but I'm thinking I might have to start consulting the internet for some hints because I'm now helpless on finding my last shrines.
hmm.
I changed the channel name because Mike7493 is not very good for branding and advertising and for drawing new people. Minecraft Mike is much more professional and easy to track down. YouTube did a partner program in the fall, and they basically reached out to people that had between like 20,000 and like 50,000 or 20,000 or like more than 10 or 20,000 but less than 100,000 subscribers. They reached out to a select handful and offered us one-on-one consultations about our channel and some work, some like sessions we could do and courses we could take. And I had a one-on-one like Google Hangout with a guy that worked at YouTube, and he basically like evaluated my entire channel, and then basically gave me feedback on everything. And that was one of the suggested feedbacks, was getting rid of the numbers in the name, even though it was it had become a brand thing. And then he, some few other things with my thumbnails and playlists and stuff. So that's why that happened. And I think it was fine. I think it was good. It was something I had meant to do, and I didn't know it was so easy to change it. So I did. I think I still have the Mike 793 logo, but all right, guys, I think that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. We had a pretty good turnout. Really surprised by how many people just turned out, considering this wasn't scheduled and I didn't actually play anything really. I just kind of talked with Zerthick. So hope you guys enjoyed. Looks like some of you did. In the future, I may be doing some more of these working on Avius, and I may do some more with the gaming. I'm going to tweak with the settings and see if maybe I can get it to run a little bit better. Minecraft really didn't work. But a few of the other games did, so it may be something that I will live stream. So thanks, guys, for watching. Any last questions? No, I'm the best. I know I'm the best. Talk to you guys later. We'll see ya. By the way, this train picture, this is the bridge in Richmond, Virginia over the James River. And it was super flooded. Usually this is dry ground under it. So for those that were asking about that train picture. But yeah, talk to you guys later. See ya.